regret is a solo egoistic pursuit that no one benefits from. Most certainly not yourself. Forget about the ego, forget about whatever damage has been done to your name or status, and do something right. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance. Blow! That's actually not true. You get multiple shots. According to this philosophy, at least, Vedanta is very clear you got multiple shots on pretty much anything. In fact, one of the worst things that we can do, the biggest wastes of time that we can participate in as individuals is regret. You make a mistake, and many of us can live with that for days, weeks, months, sometimes years. But what does this philosophy say about regret or shame? Well, it's quite clear. These are egoistic emotions. These are attachments to some identity we have of ourselves, some identity, some name, status that we want others to have in their heads about us. It is a total waste of time. What would be better than wallowing in regret, which is really just, like I said, an attachment or a desire for a certain name, fame, status, interrupted by something you've done or something that you feel like you caused. This philosophy views regret as unnecessary as any other desire we might have. But the distinction from this desire from any other is this is the most egoistic waste of time. More so than building a career, which might be a egoistic pursuit. Building name for yourself might be egoistic pursuit. But at least others can benefit. There can be spillover. Try to be the best blacksmith in the village. Your service can spill over for others. But regret is a solo egoistic pursuit that no one benefits from. Most certainly not yourself. What could you do with this time, this total waste of time instead? You can reflect. You can take the time to learn from that lesson. Just self-inquiry of, how did I feel after I did that? After I said that thing that I really regret saying in that fight with my spouse. What did it cause? Take the desire of the ego out of it and just look at what were the downstream effects of that. Did that work out in any conceivable way? That regret of doing something you know you shouldn't do. You do it, you did it, it's done. How did that make you feel? Once you've internalized, reflected on it, you've digested the observation, the awareness of the downstream effects. You don't try to get into, how do I fix whatever happened to my ego? You actually use that time after that reflection to say, okay, how can I do some reverse karma? How can I do some service for others? After falling down, how can I get a toehold into the wall so that I can start climbing back up? That toehold might be picking up a piece of trash. That toehold might be, okay, I'm going to go home and clean up the entire house and do the laundry and fill up the car with a tank of gas. It's not wallowing in pity or wallowing in the frustration of loss, focusing your efforts outwards towards others, service towards others. After you've done this inquiry, this reflection, to increase the awareness of what happens when we make a certain mistake, increase our awareness of what will happen the next time we're presented that same option. After that internal reflection, get to action. Go on a amazing workout. Go do something for that person that you may have wronged. Go confess to that thing that you did that was wrong. But do something right to set yourself on this compounding loop upwards. It's almost like we either go compoundingly downwards, a doom loop, or things compound positively upwards. It almost feels like there's no in between. You are either in the groove doing things right, or you fall out of that groove, and sometimes we get caught in a storm of just trying to escape that feeling with something else that we know we shouldn't be doing. Then we try to add distraction and noise to that feeling that we shouldn't be doing that, and it compounds. Circuitously goes negative. But how do you switch the direction? How do you change the direction? You don't need to make some quantum leap upwards to fix anything. You just stop it with one deliberate toe hold going in the other direction. How do you stop from falling down side of a mountain? One strong toe hold. Foothold, something that you can grab just with even one arm. 10, 20, 30 foot fall. That could be 150 without that toe hold. Ends up stopping, giving you a place to recover, and you begin the ascent again. But what no one benefits from is as you're falling, thinking about the mistake you made, punishing yourself more, attached to whatever pain, suffering you want to feel to try to rectify the mistake. Instead, do something right. Forget about the ego, forget about whatever damage has been done to your name or status, and do something right. And before you know it, you'll scale back up past that 10, 20, 30 foot mark where that mistake was made. And you may never think about it again. But as you stabilize yourself, begin that ascent once more, inch by inch, foot by foot. That progress becomes momentum. And that is not a waste of time. Regret, wallowing, self-pity after a mistake, according to this philosophy, always is. That's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.